In the ancient land of Galilee, where the hills rolled like waves of green, there lived a humble carpenter known to all as Jesus of Nazareth. But there was more to this gentle soul than met the eye. For Jesus harbored a deep and abiding love for all creatures great and small, especially the dogs and pets that roamed the countryside alongside him. From a young age, Jesus had been drawn to the company of animals. As a boy, he would spend hours in the fields and forests, tending to injured birds, nursing sickly lambs back to health, and playing with the village dogs that bounded joyfully at his side. His affinity for animals was evident to all who knew him, and it was said that even the wildest beasts would approach him with trust and affection. But it was not until Jesus began his ministry, traveling from town to town, spreading his message of love and compassion, that his bond with animals truly flourished. Everywhere he went, Jesus was accompanied by a devoted pack of dogs loyal, companions who followed him with unwavering devotion, their tails wagging in eager anticipation of his next miracle. One of Jesus's most famous encounters with animals occurred on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, where he delivered his Sermon on the Mount. As the crowd gathered to hear his words, Jesus noticed a group of stray dogs lingering at the fringes, their coats matted and their eyes filled with hunger. Moved by compassion, Jesus paused in his sermon and beckoned the dogs to come closer, offering them scraps of bread and fish from the baskets of his disciples. To the amazement of the crowd, the dogs approached Jesus without hesitation, their tails wagging gratefully as they partook of his offering. And as they ate, a hush fell over the crowd, for they saw in that simple act of kindness the true essence of Jesus' teachings: love, compassion, and generosity of spirit. From that day forward, Jesus' love for animals became a central theme of his ministry. Wherever he went, he healed the sick and comforted the afflicted. But he also took the time to tend to the needs of the animals that crossed his path. Whether it was a stray dog in need of a home, a wounded bird in need of care, or a lost lamb in need of guidance, Jesus was there, offering his love and support without reservation. One of the most beloved stories of Jesus' interactions with animals occurred during his journey to Jerusalem, where he would ultimately meet his fate at the hands of the Roman authorities. As Jesus and his disciples made their way through the Judean countryside, they came upon a village where a young girl lay gravely ill, her faithful dog by her side, whimpering in distress. Moved by the plight of the girl and her loyal companion, Jesus approached the family and offered to heal the girl's illness. But as he reached out to touch her, he noticed the dog at her side, his eyes filled with fear and uncertainty. Sensing the dog's distress, Jesus knelt down and extended his hand, allowing the dog to sniff and nuzzle him in reassurance. In that moment, a miracle occurred. The girl's illness vanished, and she rose from her sickbed, her strength restored. And as she embraced her faithful dog, tears of joy streaming down her cheeks, Jesus smiled, knowing that his love for animals had brought comfort and healing to yet another soul in need. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, his love for animals only grew stronger, and he imparted his teachings of compassion and empathy to all who would listen. And though his time on earth was brief, his legacy endured, inspiring countless generations to come to cherish and protect the creatures of this world, knowing that in their eyes, they see the reflection of the divine love that Jesus himself embodied.